Hello YouTube, Ice9 with you, bringing you another Madden Mobile video. And in this video, I'm going to be covering Ultimate Legends, Positional Heroes, and Final Edition. So, Ultimate Legends came out yesterday, Saturday, as a replacement for the Legend players. And we see one of the first two players right here. And a lot of things have changed. Last year, Ultimate Legends was on console, but on Madden Mobile, it was called Mobile Masters. Now this year, Mobile Masters is 99 OBJ, and in this year, it is more like the console with the Ultimate Legends. So this is Jason Taylor, and upon the news yesterday, 2 live events for 2 set-based players, which is another difference from last year and also how the Legends have worked this year. This year, the Legends have been 1 set-based player. In other words, this is a player that you get the collectibles and are usually a little bit easier to get. And then there were the not set players. These are the players that you had to get purely from packs, and it was a lot harder to get these players. So Jason Taylor, upon the news yesterday, I decided that I was going to buy a Legend bundle. And what I saw immediately from the bundle, one of the things that prompted me to buy the bundle, besides the 2 great players coming out, was the fact that there was a guaranteed Legend topper. And what that means is you're guaranteed at least 1 Legend and not just a bunch of set collectibles, which may or may not be worth anything at this point. One of the things about Legends in general is as they get better as the year goes on, some of these players are just not very good anymore. I don't see Dawson in a lot of people's lineup, Okoye, Fennerin, Hutchinson. I haven't seen Gilbert Brown in anybody's lineup for ages. Ronde Barber still makes the nickel. Roy Williams I hardly ever see. Joey Porter, not so much. Andre Reed, I don't see him much at all. Amon Green, I saw him 3 months ago, but not in many teams now. Lorenzo Neal, etc., etc. So the problem is that you're going to get the collectibles from these players when you buy a Legend pack, either through Madden Cash or if you just buy one with in-game currency with the coins. And so you never know what you're going to get. But what I noticed was that the drop rates for the pack were a lot better than I had seen in the past. And this is just one person's experience. But as I'll talk to you about in a few minutes, it seems to me that the drop rates for the packs in general were good. I got more elite players in the Legend packs, which you hardly ever see. You usually see gold players and a collectible. I got more elite players in the packs, and also I got the rookie version of this guy, 98 Jason Taylor. Now, when I got him, which was pretty early in the morning, I decided that I was going to try to complete the set and sell the player. So when I did that at mid-morning and completed the set, the 2 most expensive collectibles to complete the set were the year 2002 collectible and the Team Dolphins collectible. Those were the 2 hardest. Both of them cost, I believe the 2002 collectible I got for 350,000 coins. And then I want to say the Team Dolphins collectible, somebody was already monopolizing the collectible or something like that, because I ended up having to fight at an auction, and I got the collectible for 600,000 coins, so it was pretty expensive. I already had $1 million invested in the 2 collectibles. I had drew the rookie card. The Ultimate Legend collectibles were not very expensive, and the reason for that, it was a guaranteed bundle topper on one of the cheaper legendary bundles. So I ended up getting those for 50,000 coins a piece. But even though I had basically gotten the rookie out of a set, I was up over 1,000,000 coins in cost before I even sold him. But I tried to sell him at 3,000,000 at the time that I put him up, which was mid-morning yesterday, Saturday. That was the cheapest 98 Jason Taylor in auction house too when I put him up. To my dismay, by 4 hours later, by the time the auction had ended, nobody bought him, and he was down to 1.5, 1.6 million coins. Now, at that point, when he didn't sell right away, which surprised me, and by the way that he went down so much, what that leads me to believe is that EA has changed and improved the drop rates for the Legend packs in general. We saw this with Charles Woodson a few weeks back when they brought out his player, and immediately he was down to 600,000 to 700,000 coins for the player. And I think we're seeing that now with Jason Taylor and the other packs that are coming out. So after he didn't sell, I decided for 1.5 million coins, it was absolutely stupid to sell him and that I might as well keep him. I was very happy that I did that. I had several head-to-head Hall of Fame games that I was in. I had initiated one the day before. And as you may know, when you initiate a head-to-head game after you have been inactive for a while, usually the next day you'll get a bunch of people playing you back. So what I noticed immediately, and you can't really gauge a defensive player, I think the best way to gauge a defensive player is probably to play against him and see what he does, and also to have friends of yours tell you what he does as well. I wasn't able to do that in head-to-head games, but I did notice my defense immediately was playing better. I was getting uncountered sacks. I was getting tackles for a loss on pitch. I play Taylor weak side, so that is when on pitch, uncountered, when a ball carrier gets tackled for a 2 to 3 yard loss, usually what that means is the defensive end on the weak side beat the tackle clean and dropped the running back before he could even get going. That happened. Uncountered sacks were common. Teams were having a hard time scoring against me, and these are 100, 101, 102 in some case teams, 102 offenses, and they were having a hard time scoring against my team. So Taylor was really making an impact at the defensive end position, and again, I'm very glad that I kept him. All right, on to more Ultimate Legends. Our second player is 98 Michael Vick. And for a lot of people who weren't able to get in and get Cam Newton in the honors program, which kind of came and went very quickly, with Michael Vick here's a Ultimate Legend player that people are going to be able to get for the rest of the year. And people who've been wanting a mobile quarterback and who want to roll around in the pocket, occasionally run with the quarterback, maybe run with the quarterback a lot, be more escapable than a Tom Brady, this is going to be the guy for you. 97 speed, strength isn't really high, it's 60. That can be easily boosted, but I'll go through more about that in a second. Very agile, very fast acceleration, really good throw power, 97 throw power, pretty good accuracy stats, better than Cam Newton. And this is going to be, he's better than Newton for a lot of things. One thing I will say with a player like a Mike Vick is that for those who haven't used him before last year or this year, it is very different playing from a mobile left-handed quarterback than it is like a Tom Brady. One of the big things that is different is that he is shorter. He's 6 foot tall as opposed to Brady, who I believe is 6'4", 6'5". So a lot of times you have to roll out of the pocket to use him effectively, especially if you're throwing bullet passes over the middle. He's going to have more batted balls on quick bang-bang plays like slants plays, crossing patterns, etc. You're going to have to use him differently. You're going to have to roll out of the pocket to use him so you don't get balls deflected at the line. Another thing that's different is that he is left-handed, and that changes a lot of things. It is a little bit awkward and a little bit different. If you're playing, for example, motion Y stick, which is one of my favorite passing plays, the way he delivers the ball is different because he's left-handed. Because of that, a lot of people who use Vic, who's the most commonly used left-handed quarterback, is that they flip their players. They take their best players and they move them to the left side. Wide receiver 2 essentially becomes wide receiver 1, etc. You might put Gronk in the slot, and that really does change a lot of things. In some ways that's good, because the way most people are setting up their defenses is playing towards the stronger corner goes to the right side, cornerback 1, which is, at this point, most people put Deion Sanders in there. A lot of people also have a different idea of who to put there, but Deion is the most common corner 1. So going against somebody where you flipped your whole offense to go to the left side, you could take advantage of mismatches on that side. So that's something that you could do, but you have to adjust the way that you play, flip plays, flip your personnel to really take maximum advantage of it. Another disadvantage to playing a guy like a Michael Vick is that because people like to run with a quarterback like this, and why not, you have to be careful about the way that you do it. 60 strength. I don't see his carry stat shown here on the front page. It's not a front page stat for quarterback, but I assume it's not as good as a running back. People who want to run with the quarterback have to be aware of something, and that is quarterbacks are going to fumble a lot more than a running back is. So you have to be careful for that. One of the ways you can minimize that is when you scramble with them and get past the line of scrimmage, instead of running in the middle of the field like you would a halfback, just trying to pick up the maximum yards possible, it's better to roll out and decide to pass or take off and run along the sideline. That way, if you get hit and he fumbles, then he fumbles usually out of bounds, and that's the better way to go about doing it, not turning the ball over. So just something to be aware of. Okay, now we're going to go to the auction house, and we're going to look up and see what these guys are going for, and also talk about the boss editions of each players. So right here I have the 98 version of Jason Taylor, and we see the 99 version. All the front page stats are better. 100 unboosted acceleration, 92 speed, 92 unboosted strength, 90 awareness, higher in every front page stat. This guy is going to be an absolutely beastly pass rusher. One thing I did notice when I went to Muthead, that's muthead.com, when you look up the mobile stats of this player and you compare him to the 98 version, his coverage stats aren't as good. So this guy is more purely a pass rusher. That's usually what defensive ends do, so that's fine. But I will say that the 98 version, who occasionally can get picks as well, is going to have some advantages over this 99 version. But this is the boss version of the player, and the only way you could get this guy is by getting him out of a pack, and EA has the boss players out for a limited time only. So for the next, I believe it's till this Tuesday, this guy and the boss version of Michael Vick are going to be available in packs. After that, they're going to be gone. 98 version of Mike Vick. And this is probably the most desired card in Madden Mobile right now, the 99 version of Michael Vick. 98 unboosted speed, 100 throw power, 97 short throw accuracy, 98 deep throw accuracy. Absolutely amazing stats. This guy's going to be phenomenal. I think a lot of people are trying to get this guy, and that is reflected in the prices at the auction house. 11 million, 12 million. Somebody giving a deal at 7.5 million. And 7.5 again. 13 million. And somebody just asking the moon here at the end. Wow, probably the same guy, but got both players. And he's trying to get the absolute maximum for them. So I talked about the undercutting yesterday with Jason Taylor. And what we see now, there's one. Now there are none of this guy out here. So most of the people who bought legendary bundles are done. They saw the event came out, made the decision, bought the pack, got the rookie, and they have sold him already. So now we expect this guy's price to start going up. That said, even if I'm kind of glad. I wish I didn't sell him at $3 million, because that just means that I get to play him now, and he's been a great addition to my team, like I mentioned. Alright, so I'm going to clear this out, and I'm going to look for the rookie version of the card and see how many of those are out there. There's a ton of them, and he's really inexpensive. 110,000 for the rookie version of this card. I can't believe people aren't snapping this up and then just hoping they could snipe the collectibles as they've gone along. As a matter of fact, wow, look at this. So many auctions out there. This tells me a couple of things. Look at how many of these rookies are out there. It's absolutely unbelievable. 90,000. And that means that the collectibles are hard to get. You know, people aren't completing the set. And I've already completed the set. Otherwise, I would probably get him. What I am going to do at this point, though, is I'm going to see what Vic is going for. And if his rookie card is cheap enough, like Taylor's was, I'm going to pick one up. Doesn't look like that's happening. Vic is more in demand than Taylor. People always love a great offensive player. So, but there's a lot of them out there, though. Let's see if I could find one. Let's see. Wow, there's a bunch of them out there. Let's refine our search. This is how I usually buy things nowadays. I don't mess around with the auction house too much. Nobody's selling them for 300,000. Probably 350 is about the lowest. Yep, there's one that sold for 340. And what I'm going to go ahead and do, just because I'm on video, why not? Added to the bench. I am down to a mere 500,000 coins. I'm struggling now for coins, but I do want to just try them out. So as time goes on, I'm going to see if I could get the collectibles to complete them. I don't think there's ever going to be as many of the rookie card as there is right now. So I went ahead and picked him up. So on to the next thing, and that is Positional Heroes. And Positional Heroes is coming out on Tuesday. And the important thing to know at this point, we don't know everything, but the Positional Heroes are out on console, is we have Barr at outside linebacker, and we have Delaney Walker at tight end as the two Positional Heroes. One thing that has changed about Positional Heroes from last year, at least on console, and we would expect it to be on Madden Mobile, where the players' overalls and stats aren't usually as good as the console, as that these are not 99 players anymore. Now, last year on Madden Mobile, some of the positional heroes, even though they were 99s, were not very good 99s. There were other players that were out there that were better, and the players did get better as the event went on. And it's 2 players a week is how Positional Heroes works. 1 offensive, 1 defensive player, and then 1 week where they had a kicker and a punter all in the same pack. So with these players, to give you an example, 2 wide receivers, really early on in Positional Heroes last year, one of the 99s was Julio Jones. And I couldn't even put him in the lineup. At that time, I had 99 Calvin Johnson, another big wide receiver, and he had great numbers. I used Calvin Johnson till the end of the years. Jones, although he's a similar size and type of receiver as Johnson, the catch statistics weren't as good, and I forgot if I completed the set and sold him or just didn't do anything at all with the player. But later on in that year, there was a 99 Dez Bryant, which ended up making my legacy team. He had better catch, he had 101 catch, and he had better speed numbers, and he was also stronger. So that was somebody who I could play and who could be my legacy team. And with this year, though, Positional Heroes are starting out, and it's not even 99s. Now, a lot of things have changed from last year. Last year, flashbacks, and then late on in the year, the draft players were boosted players. But before that, besides Domination, which was Richard Sherman with +5 awareness, or the Gauntlet Cam Chancellor was +1 speed, the boosters were basically flashbacks. There was also Road to the Ring, +2 strength. Earl Thomas, by the way, was another booster. But other than that, the flashbacks were the big boosted players. And as we've seen this year, we've had the BCA, and then we had Most Feared Dawkins, and then we had Thanksgiving Barry Sanders, and we've had several boosted player type events because a lot of people like the boosted players. So this year, it seems like EA has kept it down in terms of the 99s. The Super Bowl event was a big example of that. There were not 99 players in this year's Super Bowl event. Last year, there was at least 2 quarterbacks alone that were 99s. And this year, there were none. Instead, what they did was 96, 98 players with boosts. 94 players as well with boosts as part of that program. For Positional Heroes, I don't think they're going to be boosted players, but this is what EA, it seems to me, is doing. EA wants you to spend money on the game. It wants you to buy packs. It wants you to buy stamina refills. And to do that, it looks like they're making the Ultimate Legends as a real step above Positional Heroes, where last year that was not always the case. The Positional Heroes at times were as good or better as some of the mobile masters. This year it seems like they're trying to make the Ultimate Legends a better player than a Positional Hero type of player, wanting you to spend money on legend packs and things of that nature. However, Positional Heroes is a way, and boosters used with boosters is a way to help keep things somewhat fair. A Positional Hero player is more available to the person who doesn't spend money on the game. Somebody who works the auction house, who is willing to grind through and get the players one by one to unlock the Positional Hero. So that seems to me what EA is doing. So because of that, Barr, the outside linebacker that they're bringing out, is a 96 on console. I assume him to be about the same when he comes out on Madden Mobile. I see some good stats for him. A couple problems I see with both players. Barr, from the stats I've seen on console, is a pass rushing type of linebacker. And the problem with that is that if you look at game film and if you play Madden Mobile, you realize that a lot of times linebackers drop into coverage. I'm not sure how much of a liability this guy is going to be, but it seems to me that a 96 pass rushing linebacker may not be as good as a 99 linebacker that a lot of people got in the last week, which is the Super Bowl MVP, Von Miller. And that is a great pass rushing card. That's a card that I could see people using until the end of the game. So I don't know if he's going to be a good replacement for that. But for those who missed out on Von Miller, that might be a good way to get a good outside linebacker. The other player that they brought out who definitely deserved a really good card, he had a great year, was Delaney Walker at tight end. And the biggest glaring problem with this card is that most people have done domination and already have Gronkowski. And with a +5 strength boost and definitely the best offensive player in the game in Gronk, I don't see how you're going to replace Gronk with Walker. I guess you could put him in the slot, and I guess we'll see what his stats are going to look like. But I don't see him taking Gronkowski's spot. So that's where I kind of come out on that situation. So that's positional heroes. The requirements for the sets, from what I understand, for console are elite players at the position, and then also gold players at the position. So outside linebacker, if I replaced anybody, it would probably be Derek Brooks, who's been in my lineup for a long time. He stays there because he's a great coverage linebacker. And I'm not sure that Barr is going to replace him, but I am ready with a bunch of elite linebackers at the position. And I also went out, this is part of the reason I have 500,000 coins, and got a bunch of golds. And with the golds, I'm not sure what the requirements are going to be, how many I need for this year, but my assumption is that I'm going to be able to make money off the golds when they come out. I got the golds for, I just did it, buy it now at 2,000 coins a piece. So not too bad. That could double or triple by the time the first positional heroes comes out. Even though I don't really want Walker at tight end, nonetheless, I have gotten the tight ends to get him to try to make money off positional heroes when it comes out. Now on console, besides the gold and elite players, there is also some kind of badge, or what it would be on Madden Mobile is a collectible that you have to get, and I assume this will have to be through a live event to get the collectible, just because live events have been so much more of getting players this year. And then there were specific players on console that you had to get to unlock the hero. And what that'll mean, especially with 3 auction houses, is that people will corner the market on this player and it'll be super, super expensive. My assumption is on mobile as opposed to console, they tend to simplify things a little bit. And I don't know if we're going to see that kind of specific player that you have to get to unlock the set type of requirement. I don't know if I see that happening, especially given that they want positional heroes to be a good player that more people can unlock. So I don't see that happening, but this is all purely speculation on my part at this point, and we'll see how things play out. So final edition, these players should be coming out soon, and they'll be trickling out until the end of the year, getting towards the reset, which happens in August. And final edition players, it's kind of like an honors type thing, where they bring out a couple players this week just to keep people's interest. And they typically also get better as time goes on. I know they had a 99 center. They had a couple of 99 players, 99 Andrew Luck, and you get these players out of packs. And I remember getting a lot of really great final edition players out of, believe it or not, pro packs towards the end of the year. So that's something to look forward to as well. So that's the three events I wanted to cover. Ultimate Legends, Positional Heroes, and then Final Edition. We don't know much about Final Edition at this point, but we assume it's coming out. Again, I thank you for watching. Make sure to check out my homepage. Please subscribe. Also check out my subscriptions, and there are people who I play in my league, which is After Disaster, and some of these guys who have videos up as well as Papa Raider, that's his YouTube channel. And also, let's see if I could find him here. Might be way up on the list actually. There's Aiden Sapphire. I can't find him right now, but I'm sure he's on there. There he is. Aiden Sapphire, he has his own YouTube channel. And as well, Ryan, make sure to check out their videos as well. We are struggling at this point with our league. We're trying to keep participation up, and after the NFL season is over, we could see that participation has gone down. We had 4 people not participate in our last tourney. We're trying to keep it up there. And we are all full at this point, but I expect things to change in the future, as some people, once the football season is over, are not going to be playing. So, but anyways, that's my video for today. Thanks for watching. If there's anything you want to see, any comments, questions, definitely let me know. Thanks again for watching.